Hey guys, it's Woody the Unexceptional Gamer, and this kind of video has fallen out of fashion a bit, but I thought I'd resurrect it and offer some tips and tricks, tactics and knowledge to help my unexceptional brethren play better. So it's well known I'm not the best on the stick, but I do get some fairly good scores and do win some games now and then, and I do that by playing smart, and I thought I'd share that with you guys. So one of the first things I'm going to call out here is my gun selection. So you can't tell now, but I'm going to play a game of domination on jungle. And with that, the G11 is especially a good choice. Domination on jungle has a lot of long lines of sight, so while it's possible, it's not one of the best maps to get like a good submachine gun game, for example. Grab a long-range weapon, and you'll do better on jungle most of the time than you would with an SMG. Now, one thing I will warn you, I'm fully aware this game is a little bit campy. This advice is not for you guys with laser beam eyes who sprint all game and get 4 KDs. This is for my unexceptional brethren, guys who are struggling with the game and need some tips. How to move around cautiously, not camp all game, but move around cautiously, go from position of advantage to position of advantage, and get the fight you want. So let's watch. So this is my preferred spawn on jungle. There's no way to get the spawn that you want, but this is the stronger one. You have the high ground, and it is easier to hold B hut. That's the call out for the area. There's 2 huts with ladders on them, so ladder hut doesn't work. But B hut works, and that is the key spot to winning this whole game. If you can hold B hut, then you can hold B dom, and then of course it's fairly easy to hold your own spawn flag. So in this game, you'll see it's not a very close one. I'm not going to ruin anything, but we don't have much trouble in winning. So they took B right off the bat. I get 2 kills, and then we're going to take it back. I see the guy in the river, if you see that red dot there. So I'm calling out to T-Mart that there's a guy behind us while I'm watching that spot. And then I go and look for some safer pastures. So they're coming at us here. And what I'm trying to do, and you guys who've watched my videos before know this, is control the engagement. I'm trying to make it so that they have a fairly tough thing to shoot at, and I have an easy route to shoot at. You know, these guys are going to go up here and show me their whole bodies, and they're going to be surprised by me. That is what I want. They probably thought I was camping there for an awfully long time, and well, you know, look, sometimes we all do that. I was pretty innocent there. Now, what actually I did is I predicted their movements and left. Now, there's a neat thing, too. In Black Ops, evading is effective. In Modern Warfare 2, I probably would have died there. He probably would have insta-killed me because stopping power and low recoil weapons do that. But here, if a gunfight's not going your way, you can get out. And now I'm trying to set up my next gunfight in such a way that I stack the odds in my favor. I mean, if you want to be a 1 KD player, then sure, you know, run around and go for fair fights. If you're trying to be more than that, then you want to stack the odds in your favor, especially if you don't have perfect aim. So the call out for this is Pride Rock. I spend a little bit of time calling him out and trying to get him myself, but I never do. Sorry to ruin that. So that Claymore around the corner just got me my 5th kill streak. And it's really key. It's nice not to have to watch your back. And that Claymore is going to do one of 2 things for you. In best case scenario, like it just did, it's going to get me a kill. In the second best case scenario, then it's going to alert me that somebody's coming. Now, you know, here's a good example of why this is the power spot. I killed one guy. The other one was killed by a teammate, but I would have had him too. And from this hut, it's really hard to take Bravo if you own this hut. You pretty much have to clear this area before you take B. If somebody's camping it, then no one's going to get B from you. It's just that critical. So I'm going to speed this up a bit, just because it's a little boring here. I'm waiting for more people to attempt to take B. They have the A spawn, so I know that that's where they'll be coming from. They'll be coming down the river most of the time, and I've got enough teams set up on the rice paddies that I know they're not making it through there. Now look at the radar. What I'm expecting is for them to come around the back here. So when the guy calls out that I'm losing Bravo, I quieted down so you could hear that. I spent a little time watching it just to make sure, which is also why I was late to B. So I got some shots on this guy, but I didn't finish him off. I'm happy that earlier in the game I picked up a second primary weapon, because now as I switch back, I still have a nice G11 in my hands, which is good. And I have it in my head that these guys have the alpha spawn, and they'll still be coming around this back path to me. So I'm pretty cautious of it. It turns out I'm wrong. It turns out that there isn't a whole round, handful of people charging down the back path. But I saw their dots on the radar. They must have gone river instead of back path here. So I'm headed around corner, and shucks, in a second here, I'm hoping I walk down this path. Nope, not quite yet. Let's speed it up. Watch the path I take as I navigate this path. If you stay left here, then here, see how I tuck to the left and then come out again? That keeps me out of the long lines of sight. Those long lines of sight are what get you killed in Black Ops. Look at this guy. he needs to be aware of his long lines of sight too. So if there's two things that really get you crushed, it's being seen from a long way away, and it's sprinting around corners. I caught that guy sprinting around the corner, and that was named Thornby or something. I missed it, but look at him right here. I catch him sprinting around a corner again. And if you watch his score at the end of the game, that guy literally goes 1-20, and I think it just proves it's not that rushing is bad. Rushing is an effective technique, but if you watch the rushers, if you watch a guy like Sandy Ravage, you know he's not rushing blindly. He's moving from one position of advantage to another position of advantage. That's a line I got from XCal. XCal did a video a long time ago, back in his COD 4 days, on how to be a 2KD player. And he's like, some people say I'm a camper, but you know, he's like, I like to think of myself as an aggressive camper. And what he actually does is he moves up in right to the enemy spawn, you know, not to the point of flipping it, but to the point where he'll get enough targets to get good games. And then he'll find a position of advantage outside the enemy spawn, and he'll get his work done. Now, of course, that's not every game. You know, sometimes he plays by himself, and things get a little more chaotic than that. As far as chopper gunner advice goes, there isn't a lot I can tell you. You pull the trigger and you shoot the bad guys. You do want to prioritize non-moving targets for two reasons. One, they're easier to hit, and two, they're the ones most likely to be shooting you down. So prioritize the non-moving targets, and you'll have a little better luck in your chopper gunner. Also, some people say that if you don't face the open, like if you face toward a corner while you pull the chopper gunner, and again, see me navigate to the left there. If you face into the corner instead of presenting like your human face as someone to walk by you, you might be slightly less likely to be noticed. Like someone might walk by you while you're operating the chopper gunner because they're looking at your back. I don't know if I've ever been saved by that, but it's something I do anyway. Even if it works one time in 10, it costs me nothing. So I die coming up here shortly. Sorry to ruin that, but I'm going to break it into slow-mo so we can take a good look at what actually went wrong here. And here it is. I don't know. It looked like maybe the first bullet in the burst missed him, or like on my screen I shot the guy in the face twice, and on his screen it didn't work out like that. I think maybe he had a better connection to the host than me. It's hard to be sure. But 23-1. I hope that you liked the tips video. If there's any takeaways, control the engagement. Try to give them a smaller profile than they give you. If you use the chopper gunner, be sure to shoot the stationary targets first, and don't sprint around corners. If you do those simple things, it's going to help you a lot with your game. So that's domination on jungle. 23 kills, 1 death, 2 flag caps is all it took. And it looks like I got 3 defends to lead the team, but that's not that much. It's just all it took. So have a nice day.